The sweetest heist. When people think of massive bank robberies, they usually imagine thieves stealing gold or diamonds. But one of the biggest heists in history did not involve money or jewels at all. It took place in Canada and involved something much sweeter and stickier. A group of clever thieves managed to steal millions of dollars worth of pure maple syrup. It was a bizarre crime that shocked the entire country. In Canada, there is a giant warehouse that stores thousands of white barrels of maple syrup. It is called the Global Strategic Maple Syrup Reserve. It acts just like a bank, keeping the sweet syrup safe until it is ready to be sold at the store. The facility is massive and highly organized, but it was not guarded like a regular bank. A group of sneaky men realized this and hatched a very sticky plan. The thieves rented a space in the warehouse right next to the syrup reserve. Over the course of a whole year, they quietly sneaked into the reserve area. They used pumps to siphon the thick, golden syrup out of the heavy barrels. They worked very carefully so that nobody would hear the loud pumping noises. It was a slow and exhausting process that required a lot of patience. To make sure nobody noticed the missing syrup, the thieves used a brilliant trick. After they pumped out the expensive syrup, they refilled the empty barrels with regular water. When the warehouse workers walked by, the heavy barrels still looked and felt completely full. The thieves loaded the stolen syrup onto large trucks and drove it away in the middle of the night. They sold the stolen syrup to sweet-tooth buyers across the border. The thieves successfully stole nearly 3,000 tons of maple syrup without anyone noticing. The stolen syrup was worth over $18 million. They thought they had committed the perfect, untraceable crime. But eventually, an inspector came to check on the massive reserve of syrup. He tried to move one of the barrels, but it felt strangely light and sloshy. When the inspector opened the barrel, he was shocked to find watery liquid instead of thick syrup. The police were immediately called, and a massive investigation began. It did not take the police long to figure out who had rented the space next door. They tracked down the trucks and eventually arrested all the sticky-fingered thieves. The sweet crime spree was officially brought to an end. The thieves were sent to prison and had to pay massive fines for stealing the national treasure. The police actually managed to recover a lot of the stolen syrup before it was eaten. The giant warehouse added much better security to make sure their barrels were never tapped again. It remains one of the weirdest and most expensive agricultural crimes in modern history. This bizarre story proves that thieves will try to steal almost anything valuable. Even though they did not use weapons or violence, stealing is still a very serious crime. Taking things that do not belong to you always leaves a sticky mess behind. The Great Maple Syrup Heist will always be remembered as the sweetest and most foolish robbery ever planned. Glossary: heist, a carefully planned robbery. Bizarre, very strange or unusual warehouse, a large building where raw materials or goods are stored. Reserve, a supply of something kept for future use. Facility, a place or building provided for a particular purpose. Hatch, created a plan or a plot in secret. Siphon, to draw off liquid using a tube or pipe. Exhausting, making you feel very tired. Patience, the ability to wait calmly without getting annoyed. Brilliant, exceptionally clever or talented. Glossary continued. Untraceable, impossible to find or track down. Inspector, an official whose job is to check that things are working properly. Sloshy, making a splashing sound like liquid moving around. Investigation, a formal search for facts and truth about a crime. Arrested, taken by the police for breaking the law. Fines, money paid as a punishment for breaking the law. Recover, to find or get back something that was lost or stolen. Agricultural, relating to farming or crops. Valuable, worth a great deal of money. Foolish, lacking good sense or judgment.